Cyclops can project a beam of heatless, ruby-colored concussive force from his eyes that, at maximum force, is sufficient to tip over a filled 5,000-gallon tank at a distance of 20 feet, or puncture a 1-inch carbon steel plate at a distance of 2 feet. Based on Marvel Comics canon and official classifications, Cyclops, Scott Summers, is considered an alpha-level mutant, placing him among the most powerful mutants in existence alongside heavy hitters like Storm and Magneto. While he is physically a normal human, his energy projection abilities possess destructive potential capable of leveling cities or damaging cosmic entities. Nature of optic blasts. Contrary to popular belief, Cyclops' powers do not emit heat or lasers. Instead, he projects beams of pure concussive force. These beams generate massive kinetic impact, effectively acting as a physical punch capable of shattering steel or pulverizing rock, rather than burning targets. Source of power. Cyclops' body acts as a living battery that absorbs ambient energy such as solar radiation, cosmic rays, and photons. This energy is metabolized to open interdimensional apertures in his eyes, releasing powerful energies from another universe. Energy resistance. Cyclops is immune to the effects of his own powers and is resistant to the plasma energy generated by his brother, Havoc. However, he is not immune to the energy of his other brother, Vulcan. Destructive capability. Cyclops is often described as possessing planet-splitting potential, though he habitually suppresses his full power due to fear of losing control. Maximum output. In modern comics, Marvel has stated that Cyclops can generate concussive force equivalent to a hydrogen bomb. His energy output has been measured in the range of 2 gigawatts, which exceeds the output of large nuclear reactors. Feats of strength. He has pulverized mountains and destroyed towering sentinels with a single blast. He has generated enough force to stagger or injure durable beings such as World War Hulk, Thor, and Dormammu. In the Age of Apocalypse timeline, his beams were shown to be capable of cutting through adamantium, a virtually indestructible metal. Civil War storylines have shown him overloading energy-absorbing mutants like Bishop with the sheer volume of his power. Tactical intellect and precision. Beyond raw power, Cyclops is defined by his superhuman spatial awareness and tactical mind. Trigonometric mastery. Scott possesses an innate superhuman sense of geometry and trigonometry. This allows him to reflect his optic blasts off dozens of surfaces, or banked shots, to hit targets from impossible angles with perfect accuracy. Strategic leadership. He's regarded as a master tactician and the de facto leader of mutant kind, capable of coordinating teams of mutants with far greater raw power than himself. His leadership ability is often cited as his secondary superpower. Limitations and weaknesses. Despite his immense output, Cyclops suffers from a critical lack of control attributed to a childhood head injury and psychological trauma. The visor. He cannot voluntarily stop his eyes from emitting energy. To function in society, he requires lenses or a visor made of ruby quartz, a synthetic crystal resonant with his psionic field that blocks the emission. Physical durability. Without his powers, Scott possesses the physiology of a regular human who engages in intensive exercise. He is a glass cannon, capable of dishing out nuclear-level attacks, but vulnerable to conventional weapons if they bypass his offense. While technically classified as an alpha-level mutant, Cyclops has demonstrated power that rivals omega-level mutants when he stops holding back, leading some entities within the Marvel Universe to classify him as a threat level comparable to a weapon of mass destruction. Based on the search results, the answer primarily focuses on the Marvel Comics character Cyclops, Scott Summers, with a brief distinction regarding the mythological creatures of the same name. Primary mutant power, optic blasts. Cyclops' most distinguishing ability is the projection of powerful beams of ruby-colored energy from his eyes. Concussive force, not heat. Contrary to popular belief, Cyclops' beams do not generate heat like Superman's heat vision. Instead, he projects beams of pure concussive force. These beams generate massive kinetic impact, effectively acting as a physical punch capable of shattering steel or pulverizing rock, rather than burning targets. Power level. The beams are devastatingly powerful. At maximum output, they can puncture 1-inch carbon steel plates or tip over a filled 5,000-gallon tank at a distance of 20 feet, or puncture a 1-inch carbon steel plate at a distance of 2 feet. Lack of control. Scott cannot voluntarily turn his powers off. Due to a childhood head injury and psychological trauma, the neural pathways that would normally allow him to control the beams were damaged. Consequently, his eyes constantly emit this energy whenever they are open. To live a normal life, he wears a visor or glasses made of ruby quartz, a synthetic crystal resonant with his psionic field that blocks the emission. Secondary mutant abilities. In addition to his optic blasts, Cyclops possesses 2 other distinct mutant traits that are essential to the effective use of his primary power. Superhuman spatial awareness, or trigonometry. Scott possesses an innate superhuman sense of spatial geometry and trigonometry. This allows him to instantly calculate angles and trajectories, enabling him to ricochet his optic blasts off various surfaces to hit targets around corners or behind cover with perfect accuracy. This skill is frequently referred to as making a banked shot. He can reflect a single beam off over a dozen surfaces and still hit his target accurately. Energy immunity. Scott is immune to the effects of his own powers. This prevents him from injuring himself, example, blowing his own eyelids off, or damaging his body when his blasts are obstructed. Furthermore, this immunity extends to the specific cosmic energy signature of his brother, Havoc, Alex Summers, meaning they cannot hurt each other with their powers. However, he is not immune to the energy of his other brother, Vulcan. Source of powers. The explanation for the source of Cyclops' energy has evolved over Marvel's history, often combining 2 main theories. Ambient energy absorption. His body acts as a living battery that absorbs ambient energy, such as solar radiation, cosmic rays, and photons. This energy is metabolized to open interdimensional apertures in his eyes, releasing powerful energies from another universe. Interdimensional apertures. More detailed technical explanations state that his eyes function as apertures or openings to a non-Einsteinian universe filled with kinetic energy. His body absorbs ambient solar energy to maintain the field that keeps these apertures open, releasing the extra-dimensional particles as directed beams. Learned skills and abilities. Beyond his genetic mutations, Scott Summers has honed several human capabilities to a master level. Master tactician and leader. He is widely considered one of the greatest field commanders in the Marvel Universe, capable of leading teams of mutants with far greater raw power than himself. His leadership ability is often cited as his secondary superpower. Master combatant. He has extensive training in martial arts, including judo and aikido, and is an expert pilot. Psychic resistance. Through training with Professor X and Jean Grey, Cyclops has built strong mental defenses against telepathic intrusion. Note on Greek mythology. If your query refers to the Cyclopes from Greek mythology, children of Uranus and Gaia, their powers were primarily superhuman strength, they were giants of immense physical power, master craftsmanship, they were legendary blacksmiths who forged Zeus's thunderbolts, Poseidon's trident, and Hades' helmet of invisibility,